Hey guys, so I just finished The Strangest Secret by Earle Nightingale. As you can tell, it's a pretty thin book, so it didn't take me long at all. I'll make this a short video, but basically, he talks about the secret, the strangest secret, which is that, you probably already know, it's that our thoughts are very powerful. We become what we think about most, is what he says in this. Um, That's the strangest secret, because while some people may know about it, or they think that, or they believe it, they don't actually, follow up on it. They don't actually watch their thoughts or, become aware of their patterns. And a lot of times people just kind of go with the crowd, which he says don't ever do that. If people are working because no, never mind. That's gonna sound bad. He says that most people don't know why they get up in the morning. They don't have goals. They just go to work because they feel like that's what you have to do, and everyone else goes to work, so I'm gonna go to work. And you know what? They come home, they sit down, they watch 5-6 hours of TV, or they're on their phone for 5, 6, 7, 8. God, I think the average time's like 10 hours or something. I don't understand that, but yeah, scrolling. Everyone's a follower. Everybody is, so like tuned in to what's not important. So we're going to talk about how to tune out of that and tune into what is important. So he says, the definition of success. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. So it's whether you want to be a mother or a wife, and it's somewhat, if you become a mother and a wife, then you have become successful. He says a success is the school teacher who is teaching school because that's what they want to do. The man who runs the corner gas station because that was his dream. It's whatever you want to do and you accomplish that. Whatever idea you have. And he says people don't do this because people always conform. And he says that people conform because, people just believe that their lives are shaped by circumstances, but in reality, you can create your circumstance. So, yeah. And then he talks about successful people have goals. It's really that simple. This is the key to success, is having a goal. Most people don't have goals. They don't know, and without a goal, you don't really have a direction to go in. You don't know what to do because you don't have an idea of where you want to be. So having a goal is truly, truly, truly important. And then he talks about how the key to success is also the key to failure, and it's we become what we think about. And it's important to just repeat that, because some people just don't get it. They're like, oh, okay. But thoughts really are powerful, and your thoughts truly do become things, and you kind of do manifest the world around you. Whether you believe that or not, it is true. Like he talks about here how Ralph Waldo Emerson said, a man is what he thinks about all day long. William James said, the greatest discovery of my generation is that human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitudes of mind. And then he said, we need only in cold blood act as if the thing in question were real, and it will become real by growing into such a connection with our life that it will become real. It will become so knit with habit and emotion that our interests in it will be those which characterize belief. So if you only care enough for a result, you will almost certainly obtain it. If you wish to be rich, you will be rich. If you wish to be learned, you will be learned. If you wish to be good, you'll be good. He also quotes the Bible, and he quotes Shakespeare. So this is not like a new belief. This belief, this law, has been around for like hundreds and hundreds of years. So you have to, he goes on to talk, so we need goals, and we need to believe that we can succeed, right? We have to get rid of this negative thinking and kind of rewrite all our limiting beliefs, because most of them aren't even true. Most of them aren't even our own thoughts. they're other people's thoughts that we've just accepted as our own. So, and then he talks about how as you sow, so shall ye reap. So the human mind is much like a farmer's land. Suppose a farmer has some land, and it is good fertile land. The land gives the farmer a choice. He may plant in that land whatever he chooses. The land doesn't care what is planted, it's up to the farmer to make the decision. So, remember that it doesn't matter. You have to choose. Like, the land doesn't care. So the land will provide whatever you plant. If you want to plant, like, poisonous fungi, then the land will be like, all right, we're planting that. We're growing that, or whatever. So you gotta be careful. This is why you really need to watch what you're thinking about, watch what you're consuming. And I don't mean food, just food. I mean, of course, food is important, and always try to eat healthy, plant-based, whole foods, things from the ground. But it's also important to watch what you're watching, like Netflix, YouTube, even what you're looking at on Instagram, or what you're reading about every day, like the type of books you're reading and the type of news you're consuming. You know what? My biggest thing is to turn off the news. It's all negative. It's just fear-based. It's not going to do anything good for you. So just take a break from the news. And pay attention to, like, the type of music you're listening to, and that sort of thing. And then he says that the most important thing to figure out is what it is that you want. Plant your goal in your mind. It's the most important decision you'll ever make in your entire life. What is it you want? And now all you have to do is plant that seed in your mind, care for it, and work steadily towards your goals. And it'll become a reality. You are in the driver's seat, he says. And this is the strangest secret in the world. Life should be an exciting adventure. It should never be a bore. A person should work fully, be alive. You should be glad to get out of bed in the morning. You should be doing a job that you like to do because you do it well. And then he talks about 30-day action ideas for putting the strangest secret to work for you. So here's what he wants you to do every day. Well, first, let's understand this. To be successful, we need to first understand that it is understanding emotionally as well as intellectually, that we literally become what we think about, that we must control our thoughts if we are to control our lives. It is understanding fully that as you sow, so shall ye reap. So first you must understand that this is very true. Second, it is cutting away all fetters from the mind and permitting it to soar as it was divinely designed to do. The realization that your limitations are self-imposed and the opportunities for you today are enormous beyond belief. It is rising above narrow-minded pettiness and prejudice. Third, it is using all your courage to force yourself to think positively on your own problems. And of course, this is not easy, but we must do this, right? So some people like try to do the challenge where they don't complain. You can try this challenge. Every time you complain, you like have a bracelet and you like take it off and you put it on, so that you become aware that you're doing these things and that you can start to change that habit. So set a definite and clearly defined goal for yourself, and let your marvelous mind think about your goal from all possible angles, and let your imagination speculate freely upon many different possible solutions. You must refuse to believe that there are any circumstances sufficiently strong to defeat you in the accomplishment of your purpose. And you must act promptly and decisively when your course is clear, and to keep constantly aware of the fact that you are at this moment standing in the middle of your own acres of diamonds, as Russell Conwell points out in his book. And then fourth, he just talks about saving at least 10% of every dollar that you earn. So 10% of your income, just save it, put it away. I personally like to invest. I save some and then I invest in my Roth IRA, but you do what's best for you. So then he summarizes. So 1, think. Think and know that you will become what you think about. 2, imagine. Remember the word imagination and let your mind begin to soar. Like, there are no limits. It's limitless. 3, you have to have courage and concentration on your goal every day. So be fearless. 4, save 10% of what you earn. Save 10% of what you earn. And then 5 is action. So, we all hear the saying, knowledge is power, but really, knowledge is not power. It's potential power, as Tony Robbins said. So, what is power is putting action behind your knowledge. So, like, applying the knowledge. So for the next 30 days, what he wants you to do is write on a note card or a piece of paper what it is that you want more than anything else. It could be money, it could be a beautiful home, success at your job, a family. Everybody wants something. So what do you want the most, more than anything else? So write this down on your card and get specific about it. Make sure it's one single goal and clearly defined. You don't have to show it to anybody. It's just for you. And then carry this card with you so that you can look at it several times a day, or put it somewhere that you see it all the time. So like for me, I'd probably I have this cork board on my door, so I probably would put it there. So every time I'm like walking in and out of the house, I see it. I would also carry one with you so that, you can check it during the day, just to, get it in your brain, so that you can start to think about your goals more and more. Because again, you become what you most think about. And this helps you have a purpose, have a why, so that something to get out of bed for, something to live for. So then you're going to look at your goal, written on your card every chance that you get during the day. Do it right before bed. Remember that you must become what you think about. And since you're thinking about your goal, you realize that soon it will be yours. In fact, it really is yours the moment you write it down and begin to think about it. Look at the abundance all around you as you go about your daily business. You have as much right to this abundance as any living creature. It is yours for the asking. Now, the second thing to do is to stop thinking about what it is you fear. So everybody wants something and everybody is afraid of something. So each time a fearful or negative thought comes into your conscious mind, replace it with a mental picture of your positive and worthwhile goal. There will come times when you'll feel like giving up. It's easier for a human being to think negatively than positively, and this is why only so few of us are successful. But you must begin now to place yourself in that group of the 5% or the 1%. Sorry, I'm all congested. But for 30 days, you must take control of your mind. If you will think about only what you permit it to think about each day for this 30-day test, do more than you have to do. Okay. So now you have your goal written on your card. So 1, think about it often, look at it often. And 2, try to rewrite all your negative, doubting, hateful beliefs, comments, thoughts. And the best way to do this is to replace them. So as soon as you catch yourself thinking of something that's not true, or negative, or nice, or kind, or whatever, not helpful in any way, think of a counter thought to counteract that. So like if you think it could be about you, you or anyone else or anything. Be like, oh, I'm not good at this. You could be like, oh, well, maybe I'm not good at this yet, but I'm learning and things just take time, but I am working on it. So I'm getting better every day. Something like that. Don't concern yourself with how you're going to achieve your goal. He says leave that completely to a power greater than yourself. A lot of them say that, like, don't worry about the how, just focus on the why. And then on the back of your card, he says that you should write, ask and it shall be given you. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and it shall be opened unto you. And for everyone that asketh, receiveth. And there you go. For 30 days, look at your card, think about your goals, rewrite all your limiting beliefs and negative beliefs, and then try to do this for 30 days, and every day that you don't, start over. Okay? And gradually this will become a new habit, and you'll start to rewire your brain, you'll start thinking a different way, you'll start seeing different things, you'll start attracting different things. Your life will change. He also says that in your spare time, spend like 15 minutes a day or more on inspirational books. So one of the books that he mentions, and one that I really like, is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And You Are a Badass, The Science of Getting Rich, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. These are some of my favorite books. Any like spiritual books, any books like some people really like to read autobiographies of successful people that they admire. Yeah. So, and he says, above all, don't worry. Worry brings fear, and fear is crippling. The only thing that you can cause you to worry during your test is trying to do it all yourself. Know that all you have to do is hold your goal before you, and everything else will take care of itself. So yeah, that's Oh, and last thing, he says that he saw a medical doctor, and this is what the doctor said. No more monkeys. No, I'm just kidding. Said 1, these are 6 steps that will help you realize success. 1, set yourself a definite goal, which we went over. 2, quit running yourself down. Don't beat yourself up. You're trying your best. You're doing a great job. Okay? 3, stop thinking of all the reasons why you cannot be successful, and instead think of all the reasons why you can. Again, it's easier to think negatively than it is positively, but try to tell yourself that you can do it, and it's not hard, and other people have achieved it, so you can too. 4, trace your attitudes back through your childhood and discover where you first got the idea that you could not be successful, if that is the way that you've been thinking. 5, change the image you have of yourself by writing out a description of the person you would like to be. And then 6, most importantly, is act the part of the successful person you have decided to become. So this was Dr. David Harold Fink. And yes, he says, start today. You have nothing to lose, but you have your whole life to win. And Earle Nightingale, look him up. He's really awesome. And good luck. I hope that I'm going to start this challenge today. Let's see. It's March 22nd. I'm going to write out my card, and we'll see what happens.